Welcome, everyone. I hope and pray you all are well. Culture Unite presents the Bhangra Aid 2020 online concert on the 25th of July from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m. British Standard Time. I'm Chandni Kahn. I will be your host on the day and before the upcoming event with live interviews from some artists who are going to perform from their home or studio. In these difficult times, Bhangra Aid 2020 aims to unite artists and public worldwide. During this journey, we will also be extending our appreciation to all key workers around the world, but at the same time to send a message of hope to the public. Music and entertainment is the language of love and peace, and that's what we need right now. But before we start with the interview, I would like to remind you to visit our website at www.bhangraaid.com to get your free broadcast link for the event. My today's guests are from the award-winning Higher Class DJs. They won the Best DJ Roadshow Award at the UK Bhangra Awards 2018. Today, I have the honor to have the two team members with me. A warm welcome to Steve and Sam.
Well, hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time out to interview us. And yes, you're right. 2018 award winners of the Best DJ Roadshow UK in the Bhangra Awards, prestigious Bhangra Awards, which was absolutely fantastic. So yeah, and Namaste Salam, Sat Sri Akal, and good evening to everybody tuned in, watching right about now, who will be watching in the future.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you guys with us. We want to know about, more about you. So, I mean, it's a great honor to be with you guys and both of you. So tell us, when did your journey as a DJ start?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much to Bhangra Aid 2020 for making us part of this wonderful event that we are absolutely privileged to be part of and to be entertaining a lot of our friends, families, people across the world who are in this pandemic, to be with them and to be able to provide some sort of solace, some sort of nice music entertainment within their own homes. Thank you, Bhangra Aid, for making us part of this. And yes, so to answer your question, for me personally, it started at a young, tender age of around about 12, 13, where my father, he bought me a radio and I used to tune into radio stations late at night. It was from actually a car boot sale. We used to visit them back in those days. We used to do that stuff. And started tuning into radio stations. Asian Star wasn't even formed then. And this was like all the Radio 1s, BBC networks and whatnot. And listening to those radio stations late at night when I wasn't supposed to be, started from there my musical journey. And then from there, it went on to cassettes. And then listening to these cassettes from these great artists from the 80s, the likes of Alaa Pira, all of these guys who formed the UK Bhangra industry. For me personally, from there, it went from cassettes and me buying a cassette deck, buying an amplifier, buying a speaker, and then started playing music louder and louder and louder until I used to get told off by mum and dad all the time. Study. So them days, and then I bought another cassette deck with the grace of mum and dad's bank, and then slowly but surely, as time progressed, as I progressed within my musical knowledge of the 80s bands, cassettes. This is, by the way, for some youngsters watching, thinking, what the hell is a cassette? It's one of those things that we grew up on in the 80s. And then I started mixing with them. I bought a mixer, so I'd be one tape deck to the other, to the other, to the other, rewinding forward. Then I eventually, finally realized there's vinyl. And then I bought vinyl records and decks, and then from decks to CD, then from CD to laptop. So records, we would carry these big crates to events, and then it went all into one laptop. Poland. So that's where my journey started.
Yeah. What about
Journey started a lot different to Steve's. Mine started with actually playing an Indian tour. I learned professionally and watching my dad. He was an amazing artist. Raj Chaku. He's played all the live bands, a lot of Peter, Bremmy. So my focal point was a lot different to Steve's. So me being a DJ was a lot different because I already had the rhythm, the doll, everything that was there with the doll. I could improvise it and put it into the DJing section of things. So yeah, my journey started from the age of 5 to 13, where I first contacted Steve. I actually sent him out an email randomly asking if he was interested in hiring any door players. So from door players to crew to DJing, my experience changed for the whole event.
very good. It's interesting to see and listen to, you know, both in the same field but totally different journeys started out. Thank you. Tell us about your struggles, please.
Okay, so like with most DJs of my generation, I'm talking, oh my God, I'm showing my age now, but I'm talking like 25 to 30 years ago. Like I was saying before on the first question, where I bought my first speaker, first bits of kit of hi-fi stuff, it was all stored at mum and dad's house. Mum, the garage, so in their house, the stuff was slowly accumulated. Started off with the medium-sized speakers. And then it went to amplifiers, and the speakers got bigger and bigger. And as time went on, I literally took over half of the garage with these big speakers, the amplifiers, the lighting, the trussing, the wind-up amplifier stands, and it was just a struggle because every day I used to hear it from my dad. And I swear, a majority of the guys in my era would have gone through the same pressures because now it's a trend, it's a business. But back then it was shonk den all shigo here. I didn't even get paid when I was younger for some of the events that I used to do. It was hobby, shonk, yeah, music, passion. And then, you know, of course, everybody, as I got older, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, where's your career going? What are you doing? And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I went into sales, I went into recruitment, I've done office jobs, I've done a bit of this, bit of that. Passion was always with the music, with the events, the live events. And then, yeah, so that was one of the struggles that I had to overcome, and which thankfully, after all the years, now mom and dad turn around and say, but if I'm DJ, that was big.
Sam, how was it with you?
My struggles are a lot different to Steve. So I have a choice between playing an actual instrument to going to actually DJing live in front of a crowd. And to be fair, DJing live in front of a crowd and playing a door are two different complete experiences. DJing live in front of a crowd, you're going to get the crowd hyped no matter what you do, no matter what you play. As long as you play it with passion, the crowd are always going to back you. It's similar to door. No matter what you do with the door, you're always going to get a backing from the crowd, from the people that are watching you, whether you're Gora, Kala, no matter what. Whether you are just in that mind frame, whether you're on the dance floor, whether you're sitting around, you're always going to feel that energetic vibe of a door player. So DJing and playing a door are two completely different things. But combined, they're the best feeling that you're ever going to get.
Beautiful. So from that time until now, where you are now, what were your most beautiful moments?
Okay, for me, beautiful moments, I mean, again, a lot of my peers in the same industry that I'm in the music industry and the DJing specifically, would all know what I'm talking about, is when, from the moment we get together, which is maybe early in the morning or in the afternoon, getting ready for an evening gig or a morning afternoon gig, is getting together, the phone calls, come on man, are you up or not? What? Yeah, where is it? Why are you? why is Sam not answering my phone? Oh my God, who am I gonna get? And I was in the shower. All right. So from that moment onwards, to getting the crew coming together, loading the van, the client texting the client, yeah, we're on our way, don't worry, Shanti, the cook, and then getting to the event, unloading the jokes, the fun we have along that journey. Then we finally finish setting up, sweating, clearing our faces, change, spray school like oh yeah, we're ready now. And then get revitalizing that energy for our performance, then performing throughout the gig, the jokes that we have, and the interaction with the crowd, the clientele. And then at the end of the night, packing down was one of the most funniest moments. The amount of cusses that we did. I mean, all of that, the whole thing is a beautiful moment. It's just beautiful. But some of the most outstanding ones have been at one of the venues in Slough, believe it or not, which is Bayless House. We had 5 years of a regular. We were the regular in-house guys there, and because it's around the corner from my house, it was just like, let's get their equipment restored there, get out there, open up, let's do this event. And we've done so many magical weddings and events for people that trusted us to be part of their sons, daughters, their husbands, their fiancés, their wife, their wedding. They trusted us with everything that they have arranged, with us being that part of it, integral part of it. That's a beautiful moment. And standing out for me personally is when I got flown out to Spain to do a couple of corporate events, and then I got flown out to Morocco. They provided me a big stage, and I was like, oh, have you got some singer or something coming? And like, it's a big stage with lighting and sound, and like by the beach and stack systems, and I'm like, wow, I'm getting excited thinking, oh, there's some artists, some singers, something like that. Now that's all for you, Steve. Really? Oh, and I got taken aback by that. And some of those beautiful moments, providing my musical and hosting skills for people around the globe who gathered at that event was amazing. Sam?
My biggest moment, best inspiration, just a beautiful moment in general was when me and Steve actually went to Switzerland. But I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. If you want to know about the Switzerland story, by all means, contact myself or contact Steve. We will 100% tell you.
Let's stop that question.
I think that's more than memorable. I think that's deeper.
Oh, it was certainly memorable.
Okay, right. Sam, who's your inspiration, for example? Because both of you're the same, field and doing the same things, but actually coming from different backgrounds. Interesting to know.
Okay, so inspiration for me, as I got to see, as I was saying when you asked me the original question, where did the journey start? It was about the bands and the variety of music can they play. I love live music, don't get me wrong. I go to concerts all the time. But for me, it was a wedding in particular in Southall, Featherstone, I think it was Featherstone High School. Went to a wedding, and it was Sting Roadshow, DJ Roadshow on stage. They had 8 bass bins on 4 on one side, 4 on the other. The sound was just like I don't know if many people know, but the reggae sound system was punching in your chest. They were mixing. The mixing was amazing. And Alu and Gulu on stage doing the mixing. And I was just taken back. I was like, wow. Music, mixing, sound system, miking. I was just like, I want to be like that. I want to do what they're doing. That was my inspiration.
Okay.
So my inspiration was actually a very long time Gwali artist called Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan.
Oh, wow.
I happened to have the privilege of actually going to see him perform live before he actually passed away. So I was honored and humbled to go see that. That was, for me, my biggest inspiration. Not only was the live music entertaining, just his whole personality, his whole energy that he gave to the crowd. I felt I was only very little at the time, But to this day, I still remember that whole experience.
How old were you?
I must have been about 3 or 4 years old.
And he remembers it.
Yeah,
And we've
25 now.
had this conversation a few times. So
That's my biggest inspiration in my life.
Talking about a legend, of course. Yeah, no doubt. So how has the Asian DJ scene changed from before?
Okay, so the UK DJ scene, I mean, I can remember as far back, like I was saying, from when it was the mid 80s and the 80s. We got a lot, we got Hira, we got Breed, we got Bremmy, we got DCS. I'm talking about the UK sound. We got Sahotas, we got Safri Boys, Malkit Singh, Kang, all these bands. Every wedding, Anamika, one of my favorite back in the days. So many bands at different weddings and events, and it became the norm for bands. And then I remember going to a party, a small party just around the corner from me in Slough. And it wasn't a stage for a big band. It was like 120 people there. And it wasn't a band, it was a DJ. And it was talented DJs back then. And it was decks, sound, lighting. And I was like, what? Wow, what's the DJ? What is it? I knew about music, obviously. I was growing up listening to cassettes, doing my own little thing. I didn't think people did it at that scale at people's events.
Yeah.
That's when I thought, that's amazing. Like, they're playing all of the songs from all these bands that I just mentioned. They're in changing with each other, and they're keeping this crowd of people entertained. So for me, that's when it really changed. And then, of course, then you went from vinyl, then the bands got kind of phased out a little bit at that point. Then it was all about the DJs. Then we had Ambassador Sounds, Ritzy, loads of the DJs, and that's where we came around about that. So for me, that's where the DJ scene changed.
Nice.
It went from vinyl to CD to laptop, as I was mentioning earlier. It's just amazing, yeah. So now, can you believe it? In 2020, it's gone from events to live stream. So it's adapted again. So yeah. So that's
to keep it alive as well, isn't it?
Sorry?
To keep it alive.
Oh yeah, of course. The passion never dies.
Oh. Thank you very much to be with us. And before, I know the time is just squeezing us and rushing us, but before you leave, what message of hope have you got for the audience?
Okay, so everybody listening in or watching back, our message of hope from higher class DJs all the way in UK, England, Slough. Our message of hope is, if one door closes, or people who have lost a lot, of course, more than just a job, but you know, there's a lot of people losing jobs, and of course, more importantly than that, families have been lost as well. So our message of hope, to bring a little bit of sunshine back for you, is if one door closes, another one opens. Events for us, our livelihood has just been swept under from our feet. But you know, hopefully, we're going to be opening the darwaje what they call them, from your houses, from your laptops, from your mobiles, from your tablets, from your phones, wherever you're going to be watching. We will bring our entertainment, our vibe, higher class DJs, Sam, Steve, rest of the team. You know, we're all representing. We'll be coming to you, right to you, on the 25th of July, Bhangra Aid 2020, 25th of July. Please do tune in. And yeah, thank you very much to Culture Night and Bhangra Aid for having us to be a part of this. And just want to finish off before we thank you, Chandni, for the interview. Very nice. Hope everybody has a fantastic evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're watching around the world. We're going to finish off with a dedication to my little cousin brother, one of our DJ team members who in 2019 joined with the Almighty, the universe, and is no longer with us in the physical form. I'm going to dedicate this next song to him and finish off, and we're going to fade out from here. And we'll see you on the 25th of July, higher class DJ Banger, DJ Sam. It goes out to Sonny Banger, my little cousin brother, aka he's in the DJ Banger, and it's from one of our favorite artists, one renowned around the world, with Darsman. And it's a collaboration. In fact, DJ Frenzy mixed this track. It's a beautiful summertime track. And I'm going to just jump off the sofa, say thank you once again to Chandni. Thank you once again to Bhangra Aid 2020. And we hope to see you on the 25th of July. See you all there. Peace out. God bless. I'll play you out with this song.
Take care.
Get ready for the 25th of July. Bring your band up. Bring your sound.
Thank you very much. Thank you.